right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to this edition of the Only Friends podcast. I am your stream host, the Uwu of Simps. We are joined by the full cast and crew today. We got Star, we got Dark, we got Zaraki, we got Yume. I said full cast. We ain't got
I was waiting.
I'm that's my bad. That's my bad. That's my bad.
Oh man.
I mean, we all make mistakes.
Y'all did y'all homework?
Yep.
For the first time I did.
Wait, so what did you look up?
What do you mean? What did I look up?
Superman Red Sun.
Oh, everybody looked that up? Because I thought Zaraki already seen that or something.
I mean, I've seen it and I read it before. I owned it. But it's been so long since it's been like a teenager since I've read it. So
yeah,
Same.
you definitely ran stuff.
I'm not gonna lie.
Completely different now.
but I didn't read the entire thing. I read the first issue like we were supposed to. Right?
Yeah.
Or did you read the entire thing?
Yeah, I read the entire time.
Really? This man trying to get extra credit.
Because it's good. Because it was
Hey,
good,
well,
right?
I do homework sometimes. Man, I have things that I want to say about it, and I guess one of the main things I noticed is the difference between reading the comic of like that and just manga in general. And the two things I took away mostly was it's very, very like story driven. And
Yeah.
secondly, the combat is like everything is heavy. Like it's not like your choreography or nothing, like martial art. No. This was when something happened, there was consequences, or there was just like a big move. It wasn't like flashy at all. But that didn't take away from the story. Like I said, the story was great.
Mhm.
And
Have you ever read an American comic?
I have, and well, as y'all probably know, my thought processes back then were kind of immature.
Kind of.
So,
Bro, they still immature. You don't like bald people, bro. Come on, quit playing, bro. Jesus.
so if I definitely had put that down fairly quickly once I got into anime, because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go with this cool looking stuff, not this deep story type of stuff. Again, I'm the guy who skips all stories in games, so yeah,
That's
it
wild.
wasn't what I was looking for.
Bro, I read the first issue, and I can somewhat remember later on in the story, but for a lot of it, I do not remember, and a lot of stuff actually caught me off guard. Like,
the third one is amazing.
yeah.
But what happened in the first one? Was that the one with Batman?
Well, they introduced him as a kid. The police chief had killed his parents.
Yeah.
And the police chief was off in the middle of a field drinking and shooting at a scarecrow. And Superman came over there and was just like, how come you ain't at the party? He was like, man, that party for you, bro. It ain't for me. And don't know, Stalin don't even care about us, bro. Quit playing, dog. He said, man, he's just trying to show off his new toy, which is you, So quit playing. I was trying to move up the ranks. I couldn't do it because of you, So what's the point of me even being here, And I'm his son, so and I'm like, dang,
Right.
like, dang, dude.
Right.
I don't know if that was the same dude he Stalin talked bad to in the previous panel, because Stalin talked bad to somebody. He was just like man, you better watch your tongue, because you ain't the only illegitimate kid I got out there. So and I was like, what, dude? Like, how many kids you got, dog? And how you just gonna keep treating them like his, man? But
right.
yeah, like that was the like what happened at the end of the first issue?
Yeah,
I can't.
if I can
It was
think of
Superman
that.
saying that he wanted to change the world.
Yeah. When he saw his childhood friend, that female. I don't. Is that supposed to be Lana Lane?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, he saw Lana and
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be Lana.
Lana
I think
Lane. Okay.
But it's like the
The Russian equivalent to
Yeah.
Lana Lane. Okay.
yeah.
But
But
yeah,
I
he
was gonna
saw
say,
her.
I was gonna before you finish, you brought up Stalin's son, and he was gonna kill himself. Superman.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, Superman stopped him from killing himself because he was so messed up about what he did and things like that. Also, I know my mic's been on mute pretty much this whole time, but I only read the first issue,
Yeah.
and also I was gonna say Zerakai, you can finish first, but I just wanted to let y'all know I only read the first issue. I'll go after you.
That's cool. We can just talk about that one for now.
Okay.
I
But
mean, we were
Zerakai,
only
you-
supposed
you-
to read the first issue. Well, I remember.
Yeah, we were, but Carl,
Some people are overachievers.
overachieve. Imagine if he read Injustice.
Yeah, that's probably going to be
He'd
real
probably be 50 issues in, dog, at this
Like-
point. Because issue 4 is when it
when you
pops off.
said when you did the intro, I was thinking that exact same intro. And right before you said it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. But anyways, back to the anime. I mean the comic. Yeah, Zerakai.
It took you a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You so used to talking about anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zerakai, you can go first, and then I'll just go right after you.
I like how he's
I
the
mean-
only person that mispronounces your name.
Yeah. Anyway, like I believe it or not, I didn't enjoy it. The first issue, I did not enjoy it. It's probably because I'm so spoiled with other comics, with other comics, and but I'm not taking away from the overall arcing story. It is a overall good story.
Yeah.
It's just that first issue was really, really boring to me. Like it was really boring to me. And at the end, that's when I guess it's because I'm so biased and I love Batman. Batman is my favorite comic book character. And, wait, before I even start on that, you see how ridiculous Lex Luthor is? When that first time he showed up, I was like, dude, this dude is insane, bro. Quit playing, bro. Oh my god, he was beating several people. I can't remember what he was doing. He was beating several people in his chest. During his break, while reading a Machiavellian book. Like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, that is insane. You almost made me skip 2 pages. Like, bro, are you kidding? Okay, but anyway.
Yeah, I have much higher respect for Lex Luthor. I remember watching the TV series and thinking, why is Superman going against him? This is no guy. He got no powers. I'm like, bro,
I'm telling you, he was doing that throughout the entire issue, bro. Throughout the entire issue, he was just flogging. I'm like, bro, all of this is unnecessary. What about when he divorced Lois?
That was hilarious.
That dude.
Because I think it's because Superman beat him in chess or something like that. What is some petty?
Yeah, because he lost in chess. But I don't think that's what it was. I think it was. I don't know if maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't think it was. I don't think he was really meaning. He beat me in chess. I think it was the Bizarro Superman not outsmarted him, but instead of doing what he wanted him to do, he saved the planet by throwing that rocket into space or whatever. It went into the sun. Whatever. That's what he correlated to. He beat me in chess, that's what I think. I'm not 100% sure.
I think you're right.
Yeah, but dude,
crazier because now that you said that just made me like the issue 3 even more. But you can continue.
But yeah, man. To me, it started popping off when they introduced when they started talking about Bruce Wayne. Well, that police chief, he was just like, go.
Bro,
He
you're
said,
cutting out.
he said, go ahead and run, kid. I already killed your parents, you know.
Dude,
He
you,
said the
you
kid
cut
just.
out. You cut
Oh,
out
my bad.
as soon as you started talking about Bruce Wayne.
Oh, okay. So when they introduced Kid Bruce, the police chief had already killed his parents. He was like, "Go ahead, run, kid. You know, I already killed your parents. You know, just run." And he said he was still looking at me. And, he said, "I forgot the quote that he said, but he said, with those eyes, it was like eyes of vengeance or something like that."
Yeah, something
And
like that.
and he was like that. That really tore that police chief up, and that just glimpses into what the police chief did just over his. Imagine his whole career being with Stalin, doing dirty stuff like that, and it just all caught up to him. And by the end of the issue, he wanted to kill himself. And I thought, I was like, dude, this is actually like really, really deep, dude. It's really deep. I can't.
That's one thing I'll definitely give it. Like it's deep.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it by the end. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, to me, it started off really slow, but that's because I'm so used to comic books and I've read a lot of comic books, but it's still a really, really good read.
And I think Reed is definitely a strong point on that. And I guess I don't know if I want to say strong point, but you got to be ready to read. I mean, they could have pretty much almost put this in a novel. Like Hunter catch their jokes about like a lot of reading. Nah, you going into this, you reading all right. I had even a couple of times whip out the dictionary, like, man, what the hell is this nigga talking
Well, they
about?
did make it into a graphic novel, didn't they? Did it start off as a graphic novel?
You said what now?
Did the Red Sun start off as a graphic novel?
No.
So it was just a comic book, and then they turned it into a...
Yes, it was just a comic book that wasn't super popular, to be honest. Wasn't super popular when it first came out. Much like any, I can't say much like any. Usually some of the most revered comics didn't start off super popular, but grew through word of mouth as people were reading them. Because you got to think.
Can you give me instance?
Of a comic that didn't start... Martian Manhunter comics didn't start off extremely popular.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable.
Who else?
Who
else? I can't say... depending on how you look at it, you could actually make an argument for Batman wasn't super popular when it started. Because Batman wasn't part of DC originally.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on an offshoot. Well, I wouldn't say an offshoot. He was on a completely different brand that ended up getting bought up by DC. Then who else? Spawn was no. Spawn was super popular. The TV show wasn't very popular. Well,
the dude that voiced...
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just about to say the dude that voiced Spawn was amazing for the TV show. I don't know if y'all remember. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he actually had voiced a lot of different characters. But what was the original point we were talking about as far as the Red Sun?
Last thing I remember, you said something about the kid and the way he looked or something, and then I actually made me remember how the dude had shot the kid and grazed him.
Yes, and he didn't flinch.
Yeah.
Oh, he walked away. He turned around and walked away after the dude was just like, "Get out of here! Like, you insane kid, get out of here!" Like, dude,
your parents are dead.
and he was just like, what did he say? He said, there are rumors circling around that he was in the sewers and he was a street retching or eating garbage from in the streets and a bum or something like that, or he was somewhere in some dark place seeking wanting vengeance, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, this kid, they introduced that man so perfectly, man.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Okay, then another spot I liked it because I'm going back and glancing through the spots real quick. Was the part where Superman tells Bizarro go home and tell your president to mind his own affairs.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have some nerve. Like you have some nerve, dude.
See, I know that they same panel. I think it was during the same panel. They were in. Were they overseas or because I think Bizarro had punched Superman and they flew to the UK and Superman had flew through a building and he was just like 230 people died and now he said not even a second later it's 3 times that amount that died or something. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. And he said it wasn't even a second. And they
yeah, he said it's 3 times that. I thought that was insane. But oh crap, I lost my original point. Oh yeah, the people in the UK, they were saying, you know, Bizarro, get out of here. You know, we don't want none of y'all. Get out of here, dude. Like that during when the Soviet Union was a thing, that would have been unheard of. Like them not siding with America, the UK not siding with America. Like that is crazy. I was like, dude, okay, so I'm guessing he gained the respect of the people far east. No, well, not far east. We're far east. Well, I mean, compared to where they were, the location they were at. He gained their respect, and I'm like, dude, he must have been doing a lot of things because I think the next panel after that, because some time passed, and he was like thousands of rescues later or something like that. He saved thousands of people later or whatever.
Yeah,
like that's amazing, dude. Like that just goes to show that America is meddling in things that they really shouldn't, and they didn't know who Superman really was, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And the whole thing, yeah, you know, he was there and he was helping, and at least Soviet was kind of letting him help them.
Yeah.
And that
At
was
least
the
at
big
that
thing.
point, yeah.
Yeah.
You, man, what you think about it?
Well, I got a few things to say. First of all, I'm gonna talk about the good. Usually,
Yeah.
I really don't like Superman. He's like overpowered and has like a perfect personality. He doesn't really have any character flaws, and like logically should be able to solve all conflicts with ease. And that makes him like really bad in crossovers because you have to find some direct way Doomsday or Krypton make him weaker or on the same level as others. And after I watched some videos and I realized that there was actually a way to make him interesting, and that's what this comic did towards the end. They gave him a problem that could not be solved with physical combat. It was like world hunger and the economy, and I thought that was just like genius.
Yeah.
But then the bad is I don't like the amount of text and reliance on it because it's like it's supposed to be a comic, it's supposed to be visually driven, and there was just a lot of text that was unnecessary. And as Rocky said, the beginning started off really slow.
Yeah.
There was a lot of exposition that I felt was unnecessary. Like they could have just jumped straight into the story, and the story really picked up with that one drunk guy that was shooting at the scarecrows. That's when the story started escalating.
I felt that. Yeah, I completely agree. I
feel like that was the same with all 3 of them in a sense, though, and that's crazy. That's when I started picking up that pattern. I'm just like, man, it's a lot of reading at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's like it's supposed to be building up to the moment, and I'm pretty sure if you just really want to dive a little deeper into it, there's a lot of subtle things you can pick up on. But you know, just to be reading something for the entertainment value, it just seems a little excessive.
Yeah. Ooh, what you think? This man's away from the mic.
No, I'm just I'm just listening to y'all, man, because this is the.
I don't think I've ever asked you your opinion on this. Actually,
this is the reason why I always tell people that DC far eclipse Marvel in terms of storyline and in terms of character depth, and it's because of all the stories people don't read. You only know, like Yume was saying, you only see perfect Superman, who can do no wrong, who for example. Justice League Unlimited, or when he was fighting Darkseid. That was like one of the things. Like I always feel like I'm in a world made out of paper. That I always have to be careful of breaking something of someone. And now here's a rare opportunity where I get to cut loose. And I was like, okay. But
what about Superman All Stars? You remember that?
I do not.
It was when he had to fight 4 or 5 metahumans or something like that on the moon. And
he made that tornado and stuff.
Yeah. And like he made the world think that he made them think, and the world think that he had killed them and that he had snapped. But I was just like, that's kind of in the same realm of what you were brushing up on in the Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but definitely this right here. Like this is what started me on my quest. This is why I'm so hard on stories, honestly. It started with this comic book because this comic book subverted all of my expectations of what a story could be.
Mm-hmm.
And what really made me incredibly difficult on like writing, because my God, the more you delve into this, because like you were saying, the first issue is, well, if you're not even interested in comic books at all, it's boring. If you've reread it, I don't know why it was boring to you to begin with, but by the end, you were definitely intrigued once you started remembering stuff, and just like you were talking about, like when you see young Bruce, like that look. That is a look of disgust.
It is
pure disgust and hatred. And for not only for the artist to be able to convey that to the point where like the mark. This brings back to something I heard. The mark of a good comic is a comic that can have no words, but you can still follow the story.
Ooh.
And this is one of those. You could take out all the dialogue from the entire comic, and you would still be able to interpret, I won't even say the base of the story. You would be able to interpret like real depth of emotion for each of the characters. You wouldn't know their names, you wouldn't know who they are, but you would recognize faces, and you would see, okay, this guy's important. This old guy, he's stalling. This dude right here, he's drinking looks like a graveyard. All right, cool. I guess that's the hero, since everyone seems to be smiling at him, and except this one dude, he looked mad at him. And then, man, I'm telling you, that was the Bruce panel is what really sold me that this was going to be great. I don't mean to like hang on that, but fuck, man. Actually watching that, looking at that for the first time and then rereading it and remembering how I felt the first time I saw that, because I didn't know that was Bruce at first. I was just like, fuck, dude. I'm like, who is this kid? I'm like, he G'd out, boy. Because that man like just watched.
The very next panel was the one I was talking about too.
Yeah, the very next panel, if you are familiar with DC, it's obvious who it is. But if you're not, you're just like, what the fuck? The symbolism right there. Fuck, man, it's so good. And then once it actually like delves into, once you get deeper into it, and you see Bizarro, and I don't know why they made I know why they made Lex a redhead. Because everyone is supposed to be the antithesis of themselves in this. Yeah. Everyone's supposed to be antithesis of themselves. That's why as you read further into it, spoiler alert for the rest of the comic, you really start to see Superman lose his grip. Like, Superman, as we know him, is perfect at all times. In this,
Blue Boy Scout, man,
you get to see him be a truly flawed individual with all that power, and it is amazing. Yeah, it is amazing.
Like the first line, I'm probably never gonna forget that line. He would have had you kill yourself in 14 minutes. I was like, what the fuck? And then he pretty much broke him with one letter. I was like, okay. So what I liked about it more so than anything was as powerful as Superman is and intelligent when it comes to like emotion and morale, I can't think of the word right now, but when it comes to like human emotion, he was just not there. He wasn't on that level, and it backfired hard.
This is reminding me so much of Injustice, I swear. The way y'all speak about this Superman. But back to the when you were saying the artist, the look of disgust that Bruce was giving off.
Dude, it's
There's a little caveat. As y'all know, I hate Wonder Woman, but I did like
Bruh.
the art style for Wonder Woman.
okay. No.
This-
See. That brings me back. That brings me back to her particular scene, and it's one that also, it's a little bit of nightmare fuel, and it's the forced smile she gives to Superman while they're
Okay,
dancing.
so we're about to say that. 'Cause, man, that shit, all I thought was, man, this bitch ugly.
That
That
shit
was
was
the I was just like,
nightmare
what
Man,
fuel.
I that too.
that?
I thought she was really. I thought her mama was ugly too.
Really?
You ugly and your mammy ugly.
Dude, honestly, I like that old style Wonder Woman.
I think Lois looked better than Wonder Woman.
Look,
no,
I'm not
see,
talking
that-
about
that's
sexual
intentional.
appeal. I'm
No,
talking
that-
about just the what? anyway, I'm talking about just the style in general, because it was kind of like, you know, that early Americana style that they have. And this was early Wonder Woman, and I like the design of early Wonder Woman.
Nah, I had to stomach through that, man. I'm not gonna.
Now Hippolyta looked like Anko, like fat Anko. Without this girl look like Anko, bro. Quit playing, dog. Without Orochimaru, dude. But dude, I like this Wonder Woman, dude.
I thought it was pretty good. I did honestly. I did think it started off slow as well, but I think I like seeing, like, I like seeing the propaganda that they put up about Superman, like how he was like a bad dude and he was destroying things and he was killing people in America, and then he actually saved them. He actually saved people in America, you know, in spite of, you know, what, you know, who he was and who he was supposed to be protecting. I know he wanted to protect his people, but he wanted to protect everybody. But, you know, I don't know. I like that. But also, I don't know. I think it. Well, I think. I don't know. That's really. I mean, y'all pretty much explained everything, but that's one of the things I like seeing. Also, I thought it was weird how Lois was having dreams about Superman, and she had never met him, never seen him. She's like, "Oh, I was falling, you know, in my dream, and you ended up catching me." I just like, that was weird, and you know, even Superman had thoughts about her.
That reminds me, dude. During that, or it was like sometime, I don't know when, during the comic book, did Superman or did Lois Lane say, or Lois Luthor say, there's a TV show about our opposites that me and her would be together and something like that.
Yeah,
So
he
wrote stories. Like a famous author ended up writing a story that was actually a bestseller, won a Pulitzer Prize, about her and Superman actually falling in love.
Is that the real DC universe?
Yes, that has to. I mean, that has to be, because
Yeah.
when you think
That is
when you think
crazy.
Superman love interest, it's Lois Lane.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
ain't
little
gonna
bit
lie,
of
I was kind of going into this. I was kind of confused at first because I wasn't, you know, expecting the whole Soviet and stuff. So I'm just like, why this? And since when did Lewis go with Luther? And what's your name is alcoholic? And
What the hell you think it meant when it said Red Sun and there's a sickle and hammer on the cover?
Like I said, I was going in blind. I was going in like, I was going in. This man, I knew something about DC, and I'm like, okay, so Superman, Batman, all right, let's get it.
Superman, Batman, let's get it. Oh my gosh, Jesus.
But yeah, y'all pretty much explained most of it. But I did like also the as far as the world hunger thing, I did like that too. Like the end goal, he couldn't solve by fighting. I did like the fact that they had to find a way to make give him a problem where he couldn't solve by simply fighting. I like that too. I mean, pretty much he's gonna be able to solve any problem by fighting. So, I mean, that wouldn't be an issue. But I don't know. I thought it was cool. I'm interested in it. I will say this too. Even though the beginning wasn't like super, it was slow. I still found myself kind of still interested. I was moving along faster than I thought I would be.
Yeah.
So
I
it was
think I
still,
picked up pace. When
yeah.
I was reading it at first, I was kind of like, felt like it was a